Hi, Steve White for Steve Arts. Another thing I'm very happy to hear there's some progress with is the merging of Viacom and Paramount. There's been talks of it for years. They are split, they got divorced in 2005, um, which is part of the reason Enterprise was cancelled, because basically CBS got, well, that was just a mess. But basically, what came out of it was CBS got TV, um, and Paramount got all the movies. And so, in regards to Star Trek, CBS got the rights to all the TV shows, and Paramount got the films. And they sort of had a first offer sort of thing to get in on producing any films or anything, but they didn't actually have the rights. So they had to negotiate a new bunch of rights. Bad Robot did for the new Star Trek films, and that's when the whole issue happened because CBS was really happy to just sit back and get money from merchandise. They didn't want to make any more Paramount because Les Moonves hated it, and Paramount did want to make movies, so they negotiated all that. But the problem with that, of course, was that CBS didn't really give them 100%. So it didn't compromise those films because they found a creative way to deal with it by creating an alternate universe, so everything could be a little bit different, and they could still sell their different products, and it was very clear what was what and which universe was which. Um, but it wasn't so good with the TV series because they put in a no compete clause. Bad Robot did. So when CBS suddenly needed content for their streaming service, and Les Moonves, who always hated Star Trek, suddenly was like, "Oh, gee, this can help us. Now I'll use it." Um, they had a no compete clause, so basically, Bad Robot was like, "Oh no, you can't use our universe. Sorry, no." Um, so we got they had to be 25% different, and then pretty much Paramount, CBS pretty much had to be different from them. So we got this twice removed Star Trek or Discovery, which is why it's just not quite right. Everything about it is off. The tone, the designs, just everything. Now it's not that they couldn't use the things, but like say if they put the original Enterprise in the actual Constitution class designs in Discovery, they wouldn't be able to make any toys or models or sell anything to um, God, that company that's creating all the toys, I've forgotten, Eagle Moss or all those. They couldn't do that because the original designs belong to CBS. So um, if they're creating the show for CBS or creating the films or something, anything, they make their own version. They basically don't get the money from it. Like if they use the original Enterprise, made a toy of it, basically they'd just be making money for CBS. Because so that's why they had to create their own Enterprise and their own look and all that. So then they could sell their individual different products. But people don't really want those. Some of the new people do because they have come in and don't like the original. But the people who like the original, the ones who've been collecting merchandise and buying merchandise for decades and spend a lot of money on it. Um, I have a friend who loves Discovery. I said, "Oh, so what have you bought?" He's like, "Huh? Like, what do you have? Did you get any of the like? He doesn't have the soundtrack. He doesn't have. Did buy a calendar. He doesn't have the DVDs. He doesn't have the Blu-ray. He just watched it on Netflix once and can't remember how it ended." Whereas I, who hate Discovery, hated season one, have problems with season two, but liked it better. Um, I have a badge, and I'm confessing here. I have the badge because I'm a completionist. I had to have the badge. I have two Star Trek one-off Discovery one-off comics because I wanted one was about Stamets and that and his boyfriend. I wanted to see how their story because I'm interested in that. And they had a one-off on oh God, I've forgotten the alien's name. Oh, oh, the Kelpian. You know what I'm talking about. I just can't believe I forgot the name of a Star Trek character. I've never done that before. I can't remember his name. Um, yeah, they did a one off on him, and I bought that because I kind of want to see. And I did buy. God, I'm confessing here. I'm supposed to hate Discovery, but yet I have to confess I bought four pieces of merchandise. The other thing I bought was the book on the making because even though the look is wrong for Star Trek and the designs don't work for Star Trek in that era, because that era had its own look. It's a period piece. You can't redesign a period piece. You can't just say, "Oh no, in the 1960s people wore this, not that," because we can sell this and make merchandising and get the money. Whereas if we use these original '60s designs, the people who own them get the money. So yeah, it didn't. Nah, but the actual work itself is beautiful. The designers are very talented. It is parts of the show, the costumes, some of the effects, um, and the sets and that, they are beautiful. It is artwork, and as a science fiction fan, I do like it and appreciate it in its own way. It just doesn't work with Star Trek, and when you're watching it, it pulls you out and makes you aware of it, slaps you in the face, and says, "This is not for you." And we don't like that. So I'm very glad to hear that, because the big sticking point was effing Les Moonves. That alleged rapist, alleged sexual assaulter, alleged a whole bunch of stuff. He's horrible. He always hated Star Trek, and he didn't want to unite. He didn't want the companies to merge, and they got rid of him. And I'd like to think they did it purely on moral for moral reasons, but they didn't want to get I think he got all these charges and things got pulled out into the light to get rid of him, mostly for political reasons. But all the better. He's gone. I literally danced for like a day. I was so happy when he was gone, because I knew this would now be a possibility, and we didn't have someone who hates Star Trek and doesn't understand it running the company that owns and produces and finances it, because we had nothing of Star Trek for 15 years because it was of no use to him, and until he needed something for the streaming service, then suddenly. But don't make it like that. Make it different. Make it like so other people will like it. Like make it like Star Wars, so people. So yes, when they come back together, it will be very good, very, very good, because they just will be free to do whatever they want, and just they can cross over, merge. Just the film characters can be used in the series characters are used in the film. They can anything they create in the show, they can make money off. It's if they have basically a new singular license and basically fix this situation. But the other thing I got, no, that's it. I wanted to confess all my Discovery merchandise, because I said I'd never buy any Discovery merchandise. I haven't bought the series. I won't ever buy that. But I bought the book because the artwork is beautiful. And I might even get the making of one, just because I do like some of the designs, like I said. And the badge is just a completionist thing. I might get the coloured uniforms, like the because I kind of like them in their own way. They don't fit the era. They're not right, but I kind of like them separately. So I might get I've got a Spock uniform from every era, so I'll probably get his Spock one as well. And I always get all three colours, so I'll probably get all three of them. But yeah, I'm never buying the series, not season 1 anyway. I might get season 2 on sale or from a secondhand store where they don't actually get my cash. The secondhand seller gets my cash. The original money already went to them from someone else. But yeah, I'm excited. It sounds like it's going to happen. They are. I've waffled on about my own bullshit. Sorry. They have to report like the annual earnings or something in August, or some date in August. I think August 8th. So there's the belief that they're going to announce the merger then, because one of the things that came out of Les Moonves' leaving was because he was so against the merger, he agreed to leave if one of the stipulations was they couldn't merge for 2 years. So that meant 2 more years of the Discovery universe Trek. I just can't believe what they did. They just Bad Robot said, okay, we're not going to let you do a TV series because you can't, because we've got the film rights and you've got a no compete clause, and we extended it. But if you pay us a bunch of money, which we're mostly going to put in our own pockets instead of into the actual production, we'll create a show for you that you can use to get subscriptions. And they wasted all this money, mostly on the fees for the production team and the people who own it, who just didn't go. Like, you look at that show, the money is not on the screen. Some of it is, but most of it isn't. So I just hope it happens. I'm exhausted by the whole thing. It's been 15 years, 14 years of I wish they could fix this. But yeah, hopefully it'll happen. I'm going to leave it there. I'll certainly be singing about it if it happens. But thanks. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I love comments. I watch everyone's videos because I'd like to see what people think. I'd like to know what you think. Thanks. Bye.